stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made.
And another thing, I'm a free man. Stop, goddamn, I'm not locked up. I'm straight. I was, but I'm back. I'm straight.
T.I. and Tiny must be sitting back asking themselves where they went wrong with King Harris, because this boy is moving like he's set on self-destruct mode. Somebody needs to hit reset on him like a broken iPhone before the damage can't be undone. And best believe, I sees it too. He's looking at his son like, I brought a menace into this world, and he's already dropping warnings. Get it together, or else. Especially now that King got a baby on the way. That's right, the same young man who can't even keep his name out the blogs is about to be somebody's father. The streets can't believe it, but it's happening. Meanwhile, T.I. and Tiny have actually been stacking some big wins. For the first time in forever, the law's on their side. They walked away victorious in that $71 million lawsuit against the company behind the LOL surprise dolls. You know they cashed out and started splurging. Sonique pulled up in a brand new Mercedes, and T.I. made headlines again announcing his official retirement tour. After years of chaos, they're finally enjoying some shine. But their son King is threatening to drag them right back into the mud. T.I. swore up and down that he's done with performing. No more stages, no more tours, and to prove family comes first, he even went all out and threw King and his baby mama a full-on baby shower. Balloons, cake, gifts, the whole nine. It looked picture perfect until King went and blew it up with his latest mess. Because right when folks were starting to think maybe he was maturing, here comes King Harris snatching himself an L and getting arrested in Georgia. Cops pulled him over, and the moment they walked up, the smell of weed hit them like a brick wall. And if that wasn't enough, they looked down and boom, right on his lap sat a loaded gun. Who does that?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
It's guns in here.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety, you gotta take it.
There's no safety.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. We're gonna be at the church. Alright, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't tripping this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
When the police ran his info, it got worse. Not only was he out here moving sloppy, but he also had an outstanding court date he never showed up for. Imagine that, flexing online like he's untouchable, while his real-life record is screaming reckless. The officers dragged him straight to the county jail, and once again, his last name bailed him out. T.I. clearly pulled strings or dropped cash because King was back out by the very next day. But here's the kicker. Every stunt, every arrest, every headline is costing his parents their peace, their money, and their reputation. This boy keeps choosing the hard road when he's never even known true struggle. I'm not even gonna clown King's looks because honestly, he already pulled the short straw in the genetics department, and that's a struggle all on its own. But let's be real. Folks stay calling him out for chasing this thug life image and acting a fool every chance he gets. Now, you can't fully act surprised because look at who raised him. His mom and dad weren't saints. T.I. and Tiny spent their fair share of time ducking charges and fighting cases when their kids were little. Those kids grew up watching their parents on trial, in jail, and caught in drama, so some of that energy was bound to rub off. Still, T.I.'s whole grind was about breaking that cycle. He hustled for decades, so his children wouldn't have to know about dope corners or survival struggles in the hood. He built them a gated community life, not the block. But King out here chasing an identity he doesn't even understand. He thinks being in the streets makes him real, but what does he actually know about prison? Picture him in lockup face to face with men who live and breathe that life every day. That tough talk he posts online, it'd vanish quick. His 5'5" frame wouldn't last 2 seconds if someone tested him. That standing on business talk sounds good on IG, but behind bars, whole different story. And yet, once again, I had to march down to that jailhouse and pull his son out like a grown man rescuing a reckless teenager. At this point, the patience is wearing thin, and the embarrassment is growing loud. Word on the street is that T.I. is heated about the way King's been moving. He's straight up embarrassed because his son still doesn't get it. T.I. always believed that sometimes you gotta let life knock you down so you can learn the hard lessons yourself. But this ain't just about growing pains anymore. With that $71 million lawsuit win sitting in the family's bank account, T.I. is terrified that his reckless son could end up being the weak link that puts it all in jeopardy. Let's be real, King ain't built for the street life he's chasing. He's playing a role, and T.I. knows it. The fear is that while King is out here pretending to be tough, he could crumble everything his parents grinded decades for, just for clout. And as if that wasn't messy enough, people been whispering that his baby mama, Big Nana, might have only gotten with King to secure that check. Now she's allegedly hitting the family with demands, more money, a bigger apartment, and all kinds of upgrades because she needs it. King's baby mama been putting together a wish list like she's prepping for royalty, but everybody knows not a dime of it is coming out of King's own pocket. T.I. and Tiny can already see the writing on the wall. Once that baby arrives, the bills, the clothes, the diapers, the rent, all of it is gonna land on their shoulders, not his.
It don't work. Yeah, I think at this point of my life right now, no, I don't work. Like, I don't work, but I did want to get a job. But it's like y'all know me now, and I'm not the type of person, I'm not a friendly ass bitch. So, like, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you know what I'm saying? Seeing me at work and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really am not the talkative person, you know? So, maybe like a bottle girl job. Put me onto a bottle girl job where, you know what I'm saying, it be loud in there, so I really don't have to talk to nobody for real. Let's say buying a bottle or something else. Be a nurse? Nah, I don't want to be that. Not a nurse type of girl. Could be a brand ambassador. I mean, if some brands out there that want me to be an ambassador, then.
T.I. is so fed up that he's threatening to cut his son off financially if he doesn't snap out of this clown act. He told King straight, tighten up, handle your business, or feel what it's like to live broke for real. Fans are already siding with T.I. dragging King all over social media. One person put it bluntly, I met a few people in my life named King, Prince, and Royalty. Every last one of them wasn't right in the head. Another added, he has a child on the way, and one of his biggest excuses has always been that his parents weren't there enough. Yet he's repeating the same mistakes. At some point, he has to realize he can give his child a better life, even without money. And the shade kept rolling in. Somebody else cracked. I guess they thought naming him King would make him act like one, but that failed miserably. The internet is laughing, T.I. is furious, and King's reputation is sinking lower by the day. At this point, folks are saying the only thing left that might wake King up is a cold bunk and a locked cell. Social media is lit with comments that jail might be the only classroom he'll actually learn from. One post went viral. Sometimes you gotta let them sit down and face real consequences. Daddy can't save him every time. Another user echoed the same, saying he thinks skipping court dates is a joke, but when you behind bars with no phone and no fans, reality hits different. T.I. has tried talking, warning, even spoiling his son with chances. But it's clear the message ain't sinking in. King is still running wild, convinced he's untouchable. But every new mugshot is another stain on the Harris name, and people are openly saying maybe T.I. should stop bailing him out, let him feel the pressure, and see if he comes out a changed man. Even T.I. himself has admitted King doesn't listen, calling him hard-headed and stubborn to the point of being reckless. Behind closed doors, word is T.I. is torn between wanting to protect his son and wanting him to finally face the music. Because one thing's for sure, if King doesn't get checked now, the next time might not just be a night in jail. It could be something he can't come back from. Now, the real damage isn't just King's mugshot, it's what his chaos is doing to the Harris family name. T.I. and Tiny fought for years to flip their reputation from street scandals to Hollywood respectability, and now every headline about King is dragging them right back into the gutter. One moment they're winning multi-million-dollar lawsuits, the next they're trending because their son can't stay out of trouble. Industry folks are whispering that brands don't want the Harris name tied to their products anymore because all the progress T.I. and Tiny made is being overshadowed by King's antics. Insiders claim even some family friends are backing away quietly, not wanting to be caught in the drama. And to make it worse, Tiny's been catching heat online too. People accusing her of babying King instead of forcing him to grow up. The internet doesn't miss a thing and they're coming for the whole household. Meanwhile, T.Y.'s image as the tough but wise family man is taking a serious hit. How can the man who lectures everyone else about discipline and respect not get his own son in line? That's the question fans keep asking, and the trolls are eating it up. The Harris brand is at risk of being remembered not for music, not for success, not for their empire, but for King's reckless downfall. The backlash is reaching a boiling point. T.I. and Tiny can't post a single picture without the comments section exploding about King's arrests, his baby drama, and his wannabe street antics. Fans aren't celebrating their wins anymore. They're roasting the couple for raising a spoiled menace who's draining their empire instead of building one of his own. One user blasted, "T.I. out here preaching about responsibility while his son is the biggest embarrassment in Atlanta." Another added, "Tiny defended him for years, but look, her coddling is exactly why he thinks he can move sloppy without consequences." The internet has turned their family milestones into memes, and every time King pops up on Live Acting Reckless, the trolls resurface clips of T.I. lecturing about morals just to clown him. It's not just the fans either. Whispers in Atlanta's industry circles say the Harris name has lost its shine. Where they were once respected as a power couple who beat the odds, now they're the parents of a scandal magnet, and that's all anyone sees. Even T.I.'s retirement announcement was drowned out by headlines about King's arrest. What was supposed to be their victory lap, cashing in $71 million, wrapping up a legendary rap career, and riding into the sunset, has been hijacked by their own son's chaos. The empire they worked decades to build is being dragged down in real time, and the world is watching the fall play out piece by piece. So here we are, the Harris empire on the edge of collapse, all because one son refuses to wake up. T.I. and Tiny spent decades grinding through the music game, the courts, the industry, flipping their name from scandal to success, but in just a handful of months, King has managed to drag that hard-won legacy straight back into the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The arrests, the baby mama drama, the reckless lives, it's like a non-stop circus. And the truth is, T.I. and Tiny's reputation might not survive another stunt like this. They thought $71 million and a retirement tour would be their victory lap, their legacy moment. But instead, the conversation is all about King, his chaos, and whether the Harris family is cursed to repeat the same mistakes forever. People aren't asking, what's next for T.I. anymore? They're asking, what's next for King? Will he finally crash and burn for good? Or is there still a chance he flips the script before it's too late? The streets are watching, the industry is whispering, and every fan with Wi-Fi has an opinion. One thing's for sure, the Harris story isn't finished. This saga is still unfolding, and it's only getting messier from here. And if you want the raw updates, the inside tea, and every jaw-dropping twist as it breaks, make sure you're locked in right here on BarzBuzz. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.